The extent of the injuries to Governor Connolly is a closely shrouded secret at the moment.
President Kennedy is dead, Gordon. This is official word.
The President is dead. The President, ladies and gentlemen, is dead at Parkland Hospital in Dallas.
Battalion 1 to Manhattan.
Battalion 1.
We just had a plane crash into Alpha 4 of the World Trade Center, transmit a second alarm, and start relocating companies into the area. Engine 1 out of Manhattan.
Engine 1 out.
Engine 1 out, World Trade Center, 1060. Send every available ambulance, everything you got to World Trade Center now.
That for 1060 has been transmitted for the World Trade Center. 1060 for the World Trade Center.
It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note.
Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror.
When will you be satisfied?
America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world.
Marine 6 to Manhattan, urgent.
Hazmat 1 stand by. Marine 6, go.
You have a second plane into the other tower of the Trade Center, major fire.
Call Fort David, Marine 6 advising a second plane into the World Trade Center, okay?
Marine 6, that's the other tower.
That's the second tower of the World Trade Center.
The functions of our government continue without interruption.
All right, you're live with Pete Wichert and Johnny B. Good.
Yeah, buddy.
And this is the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, podcast 18. On the 21st of June, 2014, you're listening live right now to this transmission. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone. And just bear with me. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. My mom, her kidney's failing, and it's a bunch of things, guys. So I'm sorry the news site hasn't been updated this week. It's basically been a hectic week, and I appreciate everyone's thoughts and prayers. It means a lot to me, and I need them, and she needs them now more than ever. So just I'd like to thank everyone, all the fans out there, with all the nice things you guys said. It meant a lot to me in this time of actually great need. So again, thank you guys. And yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy week both for me and in the news once again. And the truth is stranger than fiction.
Oh yeah.
We called that. And I'm telling you, today we're gonna go over. I mean, we have this border situation right now, which is literally it's crazy. I mean, we have people literally flooding from all of South America into the United States, and our border patrol is getting pissed and quitting because they're letting MS-13 gang members and busing them to Chicago,
which is ridiculous.
Busing them to New York or wherever they want to go, and then they write them a ticket, and you know they're not going to show up to court.
It's like, bring in the gangs, bring in the gangs.
We spend some like $256 per child.
We have enough in Chicago. I mean, like, come on. We're going to bring some more in.
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, we don't even have enough jobs for the people here.
And you're going to give them jobs?
Yeah.
That's,
we don't have enough money for the people in need here.
Leave them be. Don't bring them in. Stop bringing them in.
Yeah.
Send them back.
And at the level and amount, and we're going to tell you today why they're coming, and it's more than just the people trying to get a better life. That does play a part in it, but they were led on to come here by Barack Obama.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, good old Obama.
And that's a fact. Even John Boehner, a guy I really don't like, a Republican speaker, he literally came out and said, yeah, Obama made some comments, and now they think they could come here, and it's his fault. And he also thinks we should have the National Guard go out and change diapers instead of border patrol.
Oh, come on. Are you surprised?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised that our president is not doing one of the three, he has three responsibilities. The federal branch under the Constitution has three, responsibilities. Protecting the border is one, and he can't even do one of those three, but he could stick his nose into health care and to everything else.
Well, he's not protecting. He's allowing.
Yeah.
He's bringing them over. He's bringing them over.
Yeah, he even winked at Matt Drudge in Drudge Report reported this when he was giving a speech about the people coming in. He said there's nothing positive that's going to come out of this and this and that. He winked when he was
good old
talking.
wink. A good old wink.
The guy's nuts, man. And we're going to tell you exactly why they're doing this. And it's really not Obama. It's more than him. But we're going to explain the purpose of the leading these immigrants, illegal immigrants or aliens in here on purpose. Why he did it and what political gain came from.
Well, there's always something more behind than,
Yeah, and that's the case, definitely. I mean, he literally doesn't care anymore.
No.
No,
that was a long time ago. That stopped a long time ago.
This is another one of just another scandal, and he doesn't care. He
Scandals.
says he just found out on the news too again. I love that. Man, oh man, what does he do all day? Watch the news and get his information.
Figures out more scandals to do. That's
so
what he
Fox
does.
News could report, could get to the bottom of it quicker than the president and InfoWars. And that's the crazy thing is he expects us to think that he has no intelligence. But we're also going to talk about the Iraq situation. So last week when we came on air, we were reading reports that Baghdad fell. It didn't fall, but it's pretty much under constant attack, and much of Iraq has fallen. And we're going to go over what's going to go on there. Democrats and Republicans both agree that there's going to be another land invasion of Iraq. So we're about to enter another war.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We predicted that Iraq would be overrun on air last week, and they're right on pace.
Yeah, buddy.
The U.S. is going to literally invade again. They're talking invasion, and if both Democrats and Republicans agree, then it's going to happen. And I might think that it should too, in a way.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But, I believe it's going to happen.
But I mean, the question is maybe if we didn't arm these terrorists and give them the heat-seeking missiles and all that, or Hellfire missiles.
We shouldn't have done that.
Thousands and hundreds of thousands of them on top of it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shouldn't have done that.
And then this week Obama wants to have airstrikes done on the terrorists that he just armed a year ago.
Yeah, no, I know.
That shows, everything like Joe Biggs and his unit and all those other, military guys out there fought for, lost friends, Lynn, and a lot of things out there and sacrificed so much, for what now? Because President Barack Obama decided to start working with the terrorists.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the only thing I could think of, and Iran and him meeting behind closed doors, I mean, they're going to split Iraq up. And that's what we're going to talk about is what is going to happen in Iraq, what is going on, ISIS, who are they, why, pretty much why they're a threat, and how we have people even in America fighting for the radical Islamic terrorists out there. Pretty crazy stuff. 2 kids were arrested this week in Austin, Texas, trying to fight for ISIS.
Yeah, I read about when I was reading about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go fly out to Syria and join the fight. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
But at the same time, why are they arrested when our government gave them heat-seeking missiles at the hundreds of thousands of it?
True.
Who are they to bitch? But we're gonna talk about. We have the social media questions of the week. Also, we encourage you to call in on anything. and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The number is 1-773-657-3341. One more time, that's 1-773-657-3341. And if you're watching on YouTube live events, you should see the number right in the middle of the screen.
Yes, sir. I want you to call in and blow my mind away.
Yeah, we'd like to hear from you guys about just about anything. It doesn't really have to be on Iraq, on...
You can just talk to us.
Yeah, honest to God, just bring anything up, you pretty much want. Another thing we're going to talk about later is the last two major wars, obviously Iraq and Afghanistan, and what has been accomplished. Just going to a general breakdown and look and kind of think about what was gained.
That's going to be interesting.
And it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone involved is in a better place than they were prior to the war. That's not even... We're not. Afghanistan, the people of Afghanistan aren't, and neither is the people of Iraq either, as you could see from what's going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
So if we didn't take out Saddam and Gaddafi and try to get rid of Assad, what would happen? And I mean, if we didn't just stick our nose into two countries' business who had nothing to do with the terrorist attacks on 9/11, if they were played out as said, that still doesn't make sense because they didn't have one. It was all from Saudi Arabia. And I believe Pakistan was involved. So if anything, those two countries.
Yeah.
Not Iraq and Afghanistan. So, yeah, I mean, there's a general talking about how Bush gave him a memo back already in like August or prior to the 9/11 attacks, saying how they were going to invade 7 Middle Eastern countries: Libya, Syria, first Iraq, Afghanistan, and yeah, they did it. So we're going to go over why they're doing this, why they're sticking their nose in the Middle East, and what has resulted. What are the long-term consequences, short-term, and what would happen too? Think about this if we go in there again.
Yeah.
How is this going to end? It's one thing that you should always learn from history, or you're going to be damned to repeat it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
No one has ever really taken over Afghanistan. The Soviet Union really couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They pulled out when we were training Osama bin Laden in the first place. So, you got to think, like, at what point do you just kind of stop sticking your nose in everyone else's business? Yeah, I understand that there's a lot of crap going on in there right now, but if we didn't, again, go in there and start the crap, how would the world be different?
Exactly.
So I'd like to hear your take on that, too.
I would love to hear it, yeah.
And
that'd be great.
We're going to give the number out one more time and start this podcast 18 up, but call us at Slam Internet Radio at 773-657-3341, 773-657-3341. All right. Well, the first story of the day is the out-of-control border situation and the politics behind the scenes on why, pretty much why it's going on and for what gain.
This is goofiness. I swear this is straight goofiness.
It really is. It really is because... I mean, there's a depression going on throughout South America. I mean, even the World Cup is being protested because they spent $15 billion on infrastructure, on the buildings and stuff, and they're not doing well financially. And I could see that. And actually, one of the buildings fell apart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's people that go to the hospital. So on top of it, they're made like shit. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you're gonna spend that much money, at least have it so it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. But cutting corners, and I'm sure that there's some people that pocketed some good amount.
Yeah, they're always cutting corners.
And that's why I agree with the protest, and I'm glad that at least people out there in Brazil are pissed about sports taking center stage over social well-being of the citizens of their country.
I agree. I agree fully with you.
I mean, you're talking Brazil soccer here.
Yeah.
That's
big.
Yeah,
it's big. Yeah.
It's like someone going out and protesting the Dallas Cowboys or New York Yankees game or something like that. But
Chicago Bulls, the Bears,
Bears, Lakers, something big, But Heat. Imagine the Miami
Oh,
Heat.
boo, Heat.
Yeah, have fun, LeBron James.
Keep
Sit at
crying.
home.
Keep crying.
Did you make your decision? Are you staying in Miami or are you going to leave again, you coward?
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do right now. He's just crying right now.
Yeah, big baby James.
I love how this Spurs just.
Yeah, and I'm not a basketball fan.
I'm just happy
anymore.
that I'm happy that the Heat lost.
Yeah, but anytime LeBron James has that little crap mug on his face and goes in looking like he's gonna cry, I feel better.
Oh, it just puts a smile on my face. It really, really does.
I think he got jinxed from Obamacare commercials. Maybe he should have been focusing on basketball, not Obamacare commercials, LeBron James.
Making
you should
deals.
Keep your nose out of politics, LeBron James.
Making deals with Obama, making money, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
You know they were making deals.
Yeah. What
Come
kind of
on.
drug deals?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love it. I love you, Pete. That's awesome, bro.
I could see them, too. Doing drugs
I wasn't
in
even
the Oval
thinking. I
Office.
wasn't even thinking on that level.
Hey, Brown. Come over to the White House.
Come on, I got that goody good.
Dude, the sad thing is that it's probably happened.
I'm not surprised.
LeBron, how do you feel about Syria, man?
Hey, man, how's it going, man?
I think we should just shoot a couple threes at him, man. All right, 3 drone strikes on my call. Oh, man, he's got a pen and a phone and a drone and LeBron James.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah.
a nice little.
Hey, why didn't LeBron James show up to Michelle Obama's birthday party, like the rest of them? Michael Jordan ditched, Barkley, everybody ditched.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they were gambling at the casino, so that's the best, man. Have fun, at LeBron, being a loser the rest of your life. You probably have a better chance just joining the Obama administration. At least you'll do something with your life. I mean,
Yeah, that might help for him instead of just crying all the time, you know, over basketball.
you're never gonna catch Michael Jordan anyway. But,
Never gonna be even close.
or Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, not even close. I don't like Kobe too much. He's a great athlete, though. He is a great
He works
athlete.
his ass off. And
Yeah,
he cares
he's-
about the game
yeah.
and he's serious. So.
I like Kobe better than LeBron,
Me too.
and I really don't like Kobe, but he has talent.
And we'd like to pray for Derrick Rose to come back too.
Yeah.
Because we handled them when Derrick Rose.
Oh yeah.
So if
He's always injured though. That's the problem.
Good guys like that too.
Yeah.
When he got the MVP, how he was crying and stuff. Good
Oh,
guys
yeah.
like that always seem to get the shit on.
But you
the
know, once
stick.
you get injured, you know, you're always gonna get injured after that.
And how he plays.
Yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers are also going out to Derrick Rose, so he
Oh,
can
yeah.
make LeBron's life harder.
Oh, that'd be
Maybe
great,
to go
yeah.
back to filming Obamacare commercials, because it still sucks, Obamacare. But yeah, the whole political agenda. I mean, you got to think right now. We're getting flooded with people, and say they're being stored put into military bases, right? Say a hurricane hit.
Okay.
Where would they put the citizens?
What? Which citizens?
Of say Texas, where
Texas?
because they're all in the emergency, military bases where they're supposed to be in holdup.
Well, who knows? I
Right?
mean, if
That's-
they're in the military
Are they thinking
base.
about our people?
No, of course not. But they're in. Yeah, of course not. They're not. I mean,
And
come
there's
on.
diseases that are coming into our country right now that people thought have been extinct and for 600 years.
Oh, I know.
So we're threatening our citizens' well-being, our financial security, and our literally our national security by not protecting the border.
And
on top of it, we are paying Greyhound tickets. We're giving them bus vouchers to wherever they told them when they first they get detained. This is the crazy thing. You need to be a felon in America to actually get deported. So who is going to sneak back into America if they have a felony in America?
Wow. Okay.
Nobody.
Yeah. That just wows me. Wow.
So literally, no one's getting sent back.
Nope.
And there's clips, Chikari Jackson from InfoWars talking to the Border Patrol, and they're like, yeah, and I think it was emergency management guy, and they're just like, yeah, we give them this, and the food, they said something, so we upgraded. And
Oh, they
gave
said
them
it was bad. It wasn't all that or whatever.
yeah, and it's 100 million times better than what our kids in Chicago public schools get, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Thanks to Snapping Turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barack's wife,
How
Michelle
can you complain
Obama.
about the food and then they give you better food? It's like,
Well, like Vic
come
said,
on.
they had to have Dannon water and all, like, you know, like the best of the best.
It's like just
Satellite TV.
deal with it.
Satellite TV.
I don't have satellite TV.
You know, like I do, but
Well, I mean, I don't have. I got
but
Comcast,
I'm
but
a citizen. I pay for it.
My
too,
bad,
and we're paying for their direct TV.
yeah, I have Comcast, but I'm like you said, we're citizens here,
Yeah, and we have to pay the bill. Well, guess what? We're paying their TV bill. We're paying their food bill. We're paying all that.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, if last week you look at the 260 billion, then another wave coming in, so I'm assuming that's another 260 billion again.
Yeah.
So I mean, think about it. We're going bankrupt. Is this like? Would you think that Obama, if he cared, would allow this? He'd have armed army at the border right now, if he was
most
pissed.
definitely, yeah, most
So-
definitely.
Why would he go in South America and give a speech hinting that there's better life out here in America and basically giving him the idea or impression that it was okay for them to sneak in? John Boehner flew back out and said that there's no positive of getting here. I understand, and Johnny B. Good understands that there's people that want to escape a bad situation. I mean,
Well, yeah,
right now I wish I
yeah.
could escape, life right now for a little bit.
I'm with you. I am with you.
We've had, he's had his own problems. I've had mine with my mom, and it's just, it's sometimes you want to, have a better situation, go for something bigger. And I understand that these people want to come here thinking that that's a better situation, but look at it. We're not. We're not much better off than any of them were prior to coming here,
Yeah, oh yeah.
They think they're going to be coming into a great place, but in all honesty, it's not the America of old. It's falling apart. It's like the old lifeboat analogy. It's like pretty soon we're gonna be overfilled.
Yeah. Capacity full.
And are we all gonna tip because we want to, help a few more people, a couple more here? Are we're gonna all risk? Everyone in this country is gonna risk their lives unless we speak out, because our economy will be shot. And there's actually Democratic Party strategy behind this. That's what you don't realize. Is like what we said earlier. If Obama cared, he'd have army out there.
Yeah,
They would be sending them right back.
You got to show actions, and like you said, he speaks and with the speeches
And winks.
Yeah, and winks.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can speak and wink, but you have to show action. And
Yeah.
he's not showing action. That's a problem. You can speak all you want and wink all you want. You got to show action. And he's not.
And they're
Simple as
just gonna
that.
play his bluff.
And it shows me right there. He's not showing any action.
Yep. Yeah. I mean the whole agenda behind allowing these guys in, and these kids and these other people are sneaking across, and the carloads of people sitting, like 15 people in a car waiting to be detained by Border Patrol. The reason this is happening is basically to overrun the system.
Oh yeah.
And that's exactly what the agenda is, and it's pretty much to get these guys food, shelter, get them on your side. You as the Democratic president, let them in, right? Now you give them Greyhound bus tickets. You put them in the districts like that you want, or if they have family, I'm sure they go there. But everywhere the Democrats need votes, so they could pretty much put them in any state, and that'd be good.
Yeah.
And all they're asking for is, we'll give you a driver's license. Just go vote Democrat.
I don't like one bit of this. I can't say anything good about this. It's just bad. All
See,
the
this
hair's
is to
bad.
counter
This is-
the whole liberty movement.
I'm disgusted with this.
It really is. The only way to counter the votes lost by the Democrats is to obtain more Democrats.
So why do we have border patrol?
Why are we
and
paying them
Why are we
too?
paying
Yeah.
them?
Good point.
Money that we could use somewhere else when they're just letting them in.
Good point. Really didn't think about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't we just tell them to just go home? A lot
Just
of them
yeah,
are
I like
anyway,
that. Just go home.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, they got to do paperwork.
just clean the diapers
You gotta
first.
figure they're doing paperwork right now on these people, so there's less border patrol right there.
They're getting mad when they request to take someone in because they're saying gang stuff to them, and then they let them go, and they're burning houses down, stealing cars and stuff already in Texas. It's like chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
And they know who they're letting go. That's the worst thing.
Of course.
And then their higher ups say, no, it's cool.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
Do they not think, like, I don't know, let's say 30% of them are gang affiliated.
Okay.
Do they not realize they'll probably bump the crime rate up another 10%?
At least 10%. Because
know?
then you're gonna get more people to recruit, and then it's just gonna get bigger and bigger.
Yep.
Honestly, because they're not gonna they come in, they're gonna recruit people off the streets and stuff like that, and kids that wanna.
And they got their kids already waiting.
Yeah, of course. So you think it's gonna be their mass, and then they're gonna keep just multiplying. So the crime rate's gonna keep going up. I think more than 10%.
Yeah, and our
honestly.
healthcare, everyone's healthcare prices are gonna go skyrocket because we pay for the people also that don't have healthcare at all. Like, didn't sign up for anything, just go to the hospital and, usually don't pay the bill. We as taxpayers also pick that tab up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how much more can we take before our boat sinks? And America's taking on water. The boat is about to flip. And we're just picking people up like 10 at a time and stacking them on top of people. And the lifeboat is going to flip.
Yep. Oh yeah. I agree with you fully.
That's the bottom line. And whether these people that are coming in know it or not, either consciously or subconsciously, they're going to, vote because of what happened. They might not know that's why they're voting, but most of these people will vote because they are treated well and they want to vote Democratic so they don't get deported.
Of course, they're told what to do.
And if they get a license and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were told what to do. If you do this, we'll let you know. But if they screw up, I guarantee they're gonna.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton was in Texas too during this whole scandal, talking about turning Texas blue.
I seen that.
Joe Biggs posted it.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. That's horrible.
And I mean, honest to God, can't she go to the border and then talk if she wanted to be a leader too, right? Like, instead of going there to a public thing, why don't you go to the border and address the situation, Miss Clinton?
Well, Hillary Clinton sucks.
She does suck.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's the truth.
Sucks.
And she's part of it. She would be the benefactor of this.
You think
see?
She's not going to do it?
In 2016, if these people come here and get IDs, and they're going to vote Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why she likes it. And this is all part of a plan, Battleground Texas, that was, basically they're flooding money in, and now Democratic voters throughout Texas in order to turn it into a Democratic state. So that was the whole plot behind allowing these people in, and it's pretty crazy. And we understand, like we said, that these people are escaping a depression. There's riots going on in Mexico, all through South America. I mean, people are coming from. There's economic problems here, but our meat price just doubled. We got so many people unemployed. They're not coming to paradise anymore.
No, they're not. It's not like it used to be, honestly.
Yeah. And Bob Barr actually had a funny quote. He said, this president, was talking to Alex Jones, and he's like former CIA congressman. He's running again. He's like a libertarian before, he was like a Tea Party guy before the Tea Party.
Okay.
And he literally said that this president is so bad he makes Jimmy Carter look like the best president ever.
Wow.
And that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, that is
or
true.
Andrew Jackson or Ulysses S. Grant. I mean, honest to God, I mean, how many more scandals? This is just another scandal, and he doesn't give a crap.
I like that question. How many more scandals?
What is next? We have the VA scandal, we have the Obamacare lies in the scandal, we have just one every week.
It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It's not. I like your question. How many more scandals?
I mean, how many are we gonna put up with before we impeach them? That's another thing Bob Barr was talking about. Is that this offense right here, not securing the borders, is again a very easy one to hold them accountable for.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. People just don't know what to do. They're just they watch the mainstream media
who didn't even show up to the press conference that Biggs won.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our military analyst and a good friend I'd consider him a great friend actually in general, but a great friend of the show as well. Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs got detained again. to our listeners out there. He got detained because InfoWars was the only media outlet to go to the immigration press conference. And the Secret Service took his phone, deleted his footage, and basically took all the memory things out of the cameras and all that. So, Biggs, again, be safe out there, and this has to be like the 30th arrest since
he does. You know he doesn't mess around. He's got balls.
But keep doing the.
I give him props.
Yeah, I mean that's what. Where's, like you said, where's the rest of the mainstream media? Why is there nobody else?
Exactly.
There,
Exactly.
Unless they didn't even plan on having a real press conference.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know.
You should have had, every,
just Biggs.
Just Biggs.
Just Biggs there.
Just Biggs there.
Oh, I feel bad for him, man. He's every week they send him out somewhere. He's getting detained, and he's got like a security clearance. Imagine if it was you and I.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, oh man, we'd be like getting tortured right now.
Tortured, disappeared.
Waterboarded.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
It'd be bad.
I swear. I'm not even joking. I mean, who are we? I mean. And I wonder how the other guys who go with him feel too,
Oh yeah,
I mean, but like I said, if he's like an American hero, and if you're gonna treat him like that, imagine how they treat another reporter,
Just a normal reporter,
that can't kill you with in 2 seconds with one motion.
Yeah, if Biggs really wanted, he could,
Yeah, he's a trained soldier, man, and they treat him like that. Imagine like someone that they're not even slightly worried or intimidated by.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like some lady or.
You're lucky he doesn't get mad at one of them and just.
Hey man, I wouldn't blame him.
I wouldn't blame him.
You drive all the way out there, you go the legal route, you tell them you're coming, this and that, and then they take your phone and delete everything. And that's like basically stopping him from doing his job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's screwing up his job right there. It's taking all the memory and all the footage he had.
Yeah, and they drove all the way there for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And they could have went somewhere else and did something else.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I mean, it's pretty nuts that they're doing that. So you got to think they're trying to hide something. They don't want that footage out, huh?
Of course, they're always hiding something.
See, this reminds me of the cloud and pivot. Basically, it's to destroy the system to bring in like socialism in the long run. But I think the short run, it's to bring in immigration reform. And what it is they basically had a plan already going back where they could flood a specific area of the entire country with a bunch of immigrants to overthrow the country.
Yeah.
Because they don't know liberty, they don't know the founding fathers, the Constitution, what everything was founded on. So they're not going to vote Republican. It probably sounds like a foreign language to them.
They don't know. They're just told what to do.
Exactly.
They don't know anything. Which is it's pathetic. Like I said, this whole thing is goofy, pathetic. It's horrible. This is just like wow.
Yeah.
It's just wow.
So their goals are to basically bring in the votes for 2016.
Yep.
It's to pretty much overrun the country for political gain for the Democrats, to turn Texas specifically, because they were talking about spending so much money in Texas and things like that, from Republican to Democrat. To get immigration reform passed, and also I suggest just look this up on your own, Cloud and Pivot, and tell me that's not what's going on. I mean, and again, socialism is the long-term agenda, and like John said, you get people that are just going to vote to what they say. Well, then socialism is going to be it's only a matter of time. We're already almost a socialist, fascist for sure. Corporations taking over the country. I'd say we're a fascist country already.
They know what they're doing.
We're very close.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. I give them props. I give them props. I hate them, but I give them props because they know exactly what they're doing. You know.
And here's another wild card. Remember how we always talk about the North American Union?
Yeah.
Now, say they go, wow, the border's been overrun so bad that we don't even know how many came in. What is the sense? Let's just go along with this North American Union.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why do we need borders when they can't be, stop them from coming in?
That's what I was saying. Why don't they just tell
the
border?
Talk to Canada,
why don't they just tell all the border patrol, go home, you're done.
Yeah. because they're not doing anything anyway. A lot of them are trying to quit and things like that because they're pissed. They're good people compared to some of the other branches. So at least they reached out and are telling us this stuff.
There's no point for them anymore.
That's what they're saying. Their job isn't to do diapers and to give food and this and that.
They gotta look the other way now, basically.
Yeah, and they're so distracted from, again, those people that don't try to come and turn themselves in, the runners, the more dangerous ones. Again, so I really truly believe, like General Petraeus mentioned, is that it's a democratic political surge to bring in a North American Union.
I agree with you.
I think
I agree. I fully agree with you, Pete. I mean, I really do.
They've been trying to pass that for a while, and Canada wants it too. And then they could say too, hey, there's a recession, right, in South America, and recession, depression here.
Yeah.
And they could always say, oh, look, we're going to bring this North American Union in to make the economy better.
Yeah, which is... it's just
it's crazy.
It's goofy. It sickens me. Like, come on, guys.
I mean,
really?
It really does. And then we have the Border Patrol and ICE, or Customs and immigration are freaking out due to the nature of those who are coming into the country. They tell us it's just kids if they do talk about them, like Fox,
Yeah.
Kids. Well, they consider up to 16, 17, 18 kids still, and a lot of these kids they're saying are kids are 17-year-old gangbangers that have been brought up.
That's a teenager right there. That's
and they're
not a
using
kid.
them because if they get caught, it's they get lesser sentences. They're pretty much.
Well, they're juvenile. Yeah, they're still kids.
Here's some money and a phone, and
they'll shoot someone easily, no problem.
So
juvenile.
They're basically bringing in MS-13 gang members.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
they don't care.
And those guys are pretty bad, man.
We're talking across the border. We're talking across the border. They're very ruthless. They don't think They won't think. Heartbeat. They'll shoot you. They'll shoot you.
First, ask or
stab you. Shank you. Or,
Or burn your house down. Steal your car. I mean, all the crime that's exploding. It's crazy.
Anything.
And I mean, the officials, they're drawing red flags on these guys, like we said, and no one's acting. And the amount of people and resources being spent and used, so the amount of physical resources, money, and it's anyone's guess. It's your guess, the listener, viewer. I mean, no one will really know how much this is costing us. So there has to be some kind of political, gain coming from this.
Oh yeah.
And with the comments he made with the wink, it's just too much coincidence again.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is if Ron Paul won back. President when he got screwed in the 2012. I think that if he would have built his Great Wall of the United States, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, would we?
No, I would love that. That would be great. That would be amazing.
It makes sense. I mean, we literally are having a problem. Why can't we build a wall?
True. That is very, very true.
Every other country protects their border. I mean, why aren't we?
I would love the wall. I'm all for the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. The Chinese did it.
I was just gonna say the Chinese did it.
So why can't we?
Exactly.
They could build a wall at O'Hare Airport.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why can't they at the border?
They don't want to. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Yep.
They don't want to. They've been planning and planning.
Well, look at the Greyhound tickets. If you really wanted to get rid of them, you'd put them on a bus back to Mexico and say, Mexico, you failed to secure your borders. Now they're coming in here.
Yeah.
This is your problem. So here's your guys.
I just don't like the Greyhound. Better food. They're complaining about it.
And then Obama honored the Dream Act kids.
I know.
And that's when he winked.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be kidding me. So he's talking about how great everything is with the Dream Act. As right now we're being flooded with illegal immigrants.
Obama disgusts me.
And again, you have to be a felon in America to get sent back.
Yeah.
After being detained.
Yep.
Isn't that a little crazy, people?
Just a little bit.
Imagine 1,000 of us trying to sneak into Mexico. We'd be in a holding cell getting our ass kicked.
Oh, we'd disappear. That's horrible. That would be horrible.
So
holding cell. That'd be horrible.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. I don't understand one bit of this. I understand it, but I just.
It's overwhelming.
It's just stupid.
Because in the long run, like I said, it affects our economy, it affects our personal well-being, our healthcare system, the diseases traveling in. It affects every single person here. We're going to have to pay the taxes on it.
And he gets away with this. I don't understand how he gets
where
away
is
with
everyone?
Where is everyone?
In Congress and Senate, to impeach him? Where's
yeah,
Ted Cruz?
I don't understand this.
I know he had a press conference like yesterday. I didn't get to hear it, but where's Ted Cruz and even like anyone? Where's like a Ron Paul coming out? Somebody.
This is another ridiculous.
We need
act.
leadership.
Yeah,
right now.
this is another ridiculous act by him, and no one's standing up and going against him.
This is like what Hitler did,
Yeah,
and then he kept getting away and realized no one was going to stand up against him. There wasn't a way anymore to stand up.
This ain't small. This is not small. This is big. This is
real big.
This is big time. And why isn't anyone standing up to him? Like you said, where is everyone?
Yeah.
Where is everyone?
I've heard a couple senators, saying shit, but where's like a group to come together and protest this thing? Where, like, demand action? Where is like a hearing, a Senate hearing, Congress, something?
This is why we have borders. This is why we have border patrols.
Yeah,
to keep them out.
I don't know why we're paying them.
And then there's no point. Yeah, like I said before, there's no point.
Yeah, and we're paying for military bases too.
Yeah.
Which are not really being used, and the people in there are doing something besides their job.
Yeah.
So we're paying for the military on top of it.
We're paying.
And they can't even do their
job.
We're
paying
right now.
them. We're paying everywhere. Which way? It's like, yay! There goes all of our money.
All it was designed, just like Obamacare, to transfer the wealth from small people that like own clinics and things like that to big insurance companies, big hospitals, to the people that wrote the bill, the insurance companies and the doctors and all that. But even the doctors are pissed about Obamacare. Now imagine this, now that you're going to add another ton of people. And
that's going to be interesting. I can't wait for that. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's part of Battleground, Texas. This is a plan. It's done on purpose. There's no way it isn't. And, there's nothing but crap going on right now on the border, and we need to fix this by the end of the month. If we don't do something soon, we're going to eventually go bankrupt.
And the month, sooner than the end of the month, we need to handle this ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, we do. And there's a couple articles that we're gonna just bring up, and one, border agents quitting over catch and release of known gang members.
Yep.
Okay. Customs and Border Protection agents are quitting the agency in protest of the practice of releasing minors from detention known to be gang members, Texas news outlet reports. Pretty much they're coming up the Rio Grande Valley, and these minors are going to either reunite with their families or they will be bringing their families in later. And they're being fed, housed, and provided bus tickets and vouchers to other parts of the country by the same agency. So these guys are all flipping out. And he says releasing gang members is like they're not able to do their jobs. If you arrest them, the arrest is meaningless. He goes on to say, we could put as many people as we want on the border, but if we're not going to catch them, hook them up, and then release them, what good is it going to do? Yeah. The ICE agent, whose name was withheld for his identity, told us, Infowars.com. So pretty much you got to ask yourself, is it worth bringing all these people in to have more Democratic votes? And when are we going to, like John said, call Obama out for not doing one of his 3 powers by the federal branch?
Yep. I don't understand this one bit. This is so goofy, and no one. And I'm gonna say it again. Why is no one standing up to him?
Yeah, listen to this.
Come on.
This is not a humanitarian crisis. It is a predictable, orchestrated, and contrived assault on the compassionate side of America by her political leaders that knowingly puts minor illegal alien children at risk for purely political purposes. The National Association of Former Border Patrol Officers said in a statement earlier this month. I think that hits the nail.
Yeah,
on the head.
that's perfect. That's perfect. I mean, I just thought all these years that this is what we're against, to keep them out of the United States.
Yep.
Was I confused?
Apparently.
I mean,
apparently, like they literally, this is all really happening. They
Yeah,
really want
yeah,
to have this
yeah.
new world order.
yeah, oh yeah.
To overflood the borders is just like a reason to have no borders.
I guess growing up, I was confused. We were wrong.
I guess
You
so.
know, we were taught wrong.
Yeah, why do we even have a border anymore?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe that'll stop the problem. Let's just remove the border.
Let's just take off all the borders.
Or no, Mexico wouldn't let that happen, I don't think, you know.
I mean, I agree with you though. Why do we have borders? There's no point.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Growing up, we were taught that this is why we have borders, to keep them out
And keep us safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have MS-13 gang members that are coming over, and they like the machetes. I heard that they're big in the machetes.
Yeah, so these are brutal killers.
That's what I'm saying. I think I've watched them. I've watched them on TV.
They have all those shows.
Yeah, they have it on Gangland, and I watch MS-13, and they're big in the machetes.
Yep.
That's one of the like trademarks.
Yeah, I know.
So it's gonna get bloody.
It's gonna be a Jason Voorhees movie.
Yeah, it's gonna get very bloody, and arms and legs and body pieces are gonna be chopped up, and
And you have a wave of criminals coming up through Texas, coming up to Chicago, New York. It's gonna get bad everywhere.
Well, and the thing is they like to use the machetes because it's more painful for when
it
they kill.
puts intimidation into the other gangs.
It's sickening because they know it's more painful, slower death and stuff, you know, and that's just
and then
more
what
sickening.
turf are they gonna? They're gonna either go to where they're already at and cause more violence, or they're gonna try to get more turf.
Yeah,
and then other gangs are gonna respond.
It's gonna be a riot out there.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Nazi groups and the KKK aren't at the border shooting and stuff.
I mean, I'm sure they have gang members here already that are welcoming them, you know, and that are gonna combine with them, and I mean that's what I'm thinking, and that they're welcome.
Yeah.
They're welcome here already.
Yeah, and they know who got them in: Barack Obama and the Democrats.
Oh yeah, it's sickening.
Yeah, I mean, this situation is getting crazy fast, and we're the ones paying the tab.
Yeah, why gangbangers? Why the gangbangers?
I have no idea, bro. I just think that it's anyone who wants to come in.
I mean, that's more violence.
If it just so happens to be a gang member, it's at least worth getting the Democratic vote.
No, I know, but it's more violence.
That's horrible.
We're adding more violence. We're gonna get the crime rate up.
And then they'll try to take the guns, even though they're slicing people's
Well,
heads
they're gonna blame it on the guns. Exactly.
Yep, that's another thing.
That might be another thing that
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Connection, you know.
Good point. That's another thing. Oh, it's the Second Amendment's fault.
Yep.
Not securing your borders isn't the problem. It's the Second Amendment.
Yeah, something to blame.
Just like Fast and Furious, another scandal where So
I just thought about that. Yeah, I just thought about that.
They probably want to get the guns in Texas, huh? Wow, imagine that.
Wow, that would be very interesting.
It'd be a bloody day.
Yes, that'd be very interesting.
But we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, call us. The number 773-657-3341 to join The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction with Pete Wichert and Johnny B. Good live on this June 21st Saturday edition of The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. And this video is titled Immigration. It's on immigration. It's titled Our Government Ships and Illegals, Kills Veterans, and Runs Extensive Cover-Ups. Again, by InfoWars. I think this is the nightly news with Rob Dew. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned and listen to this clip. It's very informative.
Good evening and welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Rob Dew, and today's date is Wednesday, June 18th, 2014, and here's a look at some of our top stories.
What does Dick Cheney, super bananas, pepper spraying drones, and Alex Jones predictions all have in common? We'll find out tonight on the InfoWars Nightly News.
Earlier this week, Infowars.com sent 4 reporters down to the Texas border in southern Texas near Brownsville and McAllen to do an in-depth investigation on what is currently going on at the border. Is the Border Patrol being complicit in these? Are people getting stand-down orders not to turn in illegals or to even set them free? Well, the answers that they found shocked me, and they should shock you. They have an exclusive interview with an ICE agent. Here's the article. ICE agent blows whistle. Illegals receiving costly taxpayer-funded medical treatments. Now, the video to this is named ICE agent blows whistle on contagious disease-ridden illegals pouring over the border. And I just want to go over a few quotes. We actually played this interview in its entirety at the end of last night's InfoWars Nightly News in our semi-overdrive edition because we got that. It came in a little late, so we just posted it at the end because we thought it was really important information to get out there. But I want to go over a few quotes that the ICE agent said during the interview. First, he said they're being given orders to appear in front of an immigration judge. If they're going, I don't know, probably not. He also said certainly morale's an issue. We're letting a lot of people go. A lot of people go. No one wants to see these people being released. And as an American who wouldn't have any type of concerns, he said in frustration. The dangers are paramount. And not only that, the medical benefits these people are given is pretty far out, considering we have people here at home that need help. He's referring to the VAs that wait sometimes months, sometimes years to get basic medical attention. Our own Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs went in complaining that he was coughing up blood, and he was told, well, he can meet somebody in July, and he went back in May. So nearly 2 months he's gonna have to wait just to see a doctor. Moving on, when asked whether illegal immigrants receive medical treatment at facilities, the agent answered, absolutely. Whoever is detained goes through a lengthy screening process, checks x-rays, check for tuberculosis, things of that nature, and they're treated. And he mentioned that they do get people with tuberculosis. He said there may be a couple that come through to admit to having communicable diseases, but we really don't check for communicable diseases. That's not part of our screening process. That should terrify you, that the agents that are sworn to protect our border are actually bringing people in, giving them medical treatment, and then setting them free with a piece of paper that says, hey, come back to this court date. And these people don't have an address. There's no way to track them down. They're not in the system like the regular citizens like us, who can be tracked down when they don't appear for court and get warrants and things of that nature. That's not gonna happen in this case. This should terrify you. Not because it's bad that these people are coming here searching for a better way of life, because that's obvious. Who wouldn't want to come to this country to search for a better way of life? But there are processes in place, and it's to ensure that we get the people that should be coming in here, the people that are welcome here, the people that are coming through the right processes. We have these things set up for a reason. We don't let just anybody drive. We make people get driver's licenses. And there's a reason for that. And it's just basic safety. And we don't have the money to pay for everybody. We don't have the money to give these people medical care and to give them food stamps. We just don't have it. And that's the way it is. But going back to the VA scandal, which the agent alluded to, this is out of Mail Online. Scandal-plagued VA hospital gave $10 million in bonuses to administrators who covered up wait times for vets that likely led to the deaths of former soldiers. More than 2,100 employees were giving bonuses over a 3-year period, and the bonuses were merit-based. Merit-based means they're based on how well you perform the job. So by covering up and putting secret wait lists together, they're actually rewarded for this type of behavior. And it got more. Back in 2011, they were given $2.5 million in bonuses. By 2012, it was $3.5 million and $3.9 million last year. The employees included doctors, nurses, administrators, the people involved in scheduling these people, secretaries, and cleaning staff. The VA's Inspector General's report found that 1,700 veterans seeking treatment at the VA hospital were at risk of being lost or forgotten and being kept off the official waiting list. Wow, imagine that. And there's one of the perpetrators there, Sharon Hellman, and 2 others were placed on administrative leave last month following the allegations that some veterans may have died waiting for appointments. Hellman, who earned $169,000 annual salary, had a $4,900 bonus from last year that was rescinded by VA officials. Wow, she made $169,000 last year by putting people on secret waiting lists and keeping people from getting treatment. But what I'm about to show you is really going to freak you out. And this is off the website. It's called Open the Books. And they list veteran salaries, veteran administrators' salaries out of Phoenix. And this is just from 2010. Look at Harold Dossett, $324,000 a year. Look at Kenneth Scarlett, $304,000. Look at Danny Kilpatrick, $301,000. Look at Durga Powell, $297,000. These are all in the Veterans Health Administration. I don't know what their actual job titles are, but this was 4 years ago. And these people are being paid this much money. You think they would develop a system to get veterans care in a timely manner. But no, they don't do that. What they do is move the paper over here, put them in a secret waiting list, pretend they don't exist, dismiss their concerns, make fun of them. You've seen the reports from Joe Biggs. He's outlined it all. It's really, really disturbing. But it's not just the VA administrators who can't keep their S straight. It's also the IRS. You've heard about the lost emails now going back to 6 different employees where they just can't find emails talking about the type of corruption that was going on there where they were targeting Tea Party officials.
For over a year and a half now, the House of Representatives has been investigating the IRS to see if they singled out Tea Party groups for political persecution. A large part of that investigation are incriminating emails that the IRS is now saying have disappeared. Is it credible that Lois Lerner and now 6 other IRS officials would lose all of their emails due to a computer disk crash? Now, some people might find that credible because that's happened to them with their personal computers, but we're not talking about personal computers.
You found one? Did I? It looks like this one is deducting for medical payments covered by insurance.
This, we suspect, is how a great many people think of ADP, automatic data processing, the newest tax tool of the Internal Revenue Service, and a new dimension in tax administration.
The IRS has policies, procedures, and technology that you don't have on your personal computer. We're told that the electronic records weren't archived for very long, but the IRS's own record-keeping requirements for us treats electronic records the same as paper records and requires that we keep records for 3 to 7 years, indefinitely if fraud is suspected. But IRS policy says that official emails are federal records, and they're required to be printed and stored separately and permanently. And emails don't just reside on a hard disk. These emails pass through servers, and the IRS has a huge IT department to ensure that data is backed up and preserved. And reporter Cheryl Atkinson reports that an IRS official told her that email is backed up with something called a RAID. A RAID is a redundant array of independent disks. In other words, 2 physical hard drives are put together in one enclosure. Information written to one is also written to another. Now, what that means is that although a single hard drive might have a mean time between failure of 5 years, that would give you a probability of about 1 in 78,000 that this would fail. When you put them together in a RAID configuration that's mirrored for security, you wind up with a mean time between failure of 500 years. You wind up with a probability of about 1 in 8 billion billions. In other words, it's not credible, even if they weren't mirrored, that all 7 of these would fail and lose the most critical time period that they're looking for. I say the IRS officials need to be held to the same standard that they hold the rest of America to. For example, they should be guilty until they can prove that they're innocent. They should be required to retain data for 7 years, just as we are, with no limit for criminal activity. Lois Lerner should be compelled to self-incrimination, just as we are. And we should shut them down financially, not just cutting their budget by 15%. The emails in question relate to Lois Lerner and other IRS officials conspiring to punish political opponents with criminal charges. But there's also a criminal conspiracy to cover up illegal activity. And as an IRS official has pointed out, laws have been broken during an alleged cover-up that are much easier to prove than the original act. Some poor IT schmuck, if you get him under oath, will fold like a cheap suit. If you remember back to Watergate, the articles of impeachment didn't come after Richard Nixon for breaking into an office. It came after him for covering up information about those who did, and for using the IRS against political enemies. Now, if the House Republicans don't prosecute, they are implicit in this criminal conspiracy to cover up.
So just remember, when you're filling out your taxes every year, you have to keep your records for up to 7 years so the IRS can go back and snoop at any time through those records. But they don't have to keep track of their own emails. And they're not big. These aren't giant files. These are small text files. These aren't large, giant video files that we deal with here at InfoWars and in Prison Planet. So it just really makes me wonder how this could happen with all the redundancies and the RAID disks and everything else, and the computer experts that they have and the forensic experts they have to go back and look in other people's computers, yet they can't find the emails. No, nobody's lying. Don't worry about it. But you have to follow all their rules. You have to incriminate yourself.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding, making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
The brainwashing media machine has been turned up on high, and it's time for humanity to double down on the true people's media and strike back against the tyrants that are destroying our civilization with their lies and fraud. We are the resistance. You are the resistance. You are the info war. It is more important than ever to realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the info war to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Right, you're back live with Pete Wichert and Johnny B. Good.
Yeah, buddy.
And this is the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, podcast 18. Again, the number is 1773-657-3341. Give us a call on anything right now. We're going to quickly talk about Iraq. And again, you callers, you could call on anything, but the Iraq and ISIS situation. And is this a deal to split up Iraq behind the scenes? And a lot of Middle Eastern, political analysts and things like that are saying that Obama meeting with Iran and this and that they're going to break up Iraq into at least 3 pieces. And that is their boots on the ground. Their goal is basically going to be to take over Iraq once again.
Oh, yeah.
So what did we gain again, But that's later in the show. But, yeah, I mean, the ISIS troops, and that's ISIS stands for Islamic States of Iraq and Syria. And these guys, basically, we funded terrorists who got together and then started conquering stuff. And, again, we funded them.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I love it. I love how we just screw up.
And then, like I said, we lost so many human resources, like human lives, so many, so much, our economy went downhill, everything. Like, the war has cost so many things for us, yet we're going to give the terrorists the weapons to take the land that we've secured and try to bring stability to Iraq.
No, I know. I mean,
what they just basically destroyed all that our soldiers worked their asses off.
I love how we supplied them, like you said. It's
ridiculous. We're living in like fairy tales. It's a fantasy land.
Yeah, that's how I feel lately.
Yeah, it is, and it's like, when is it gonna end? I mean, I thought we were pulling out of Iraq. We never pulled anyone out of Iraq. There's still people in Afghanistan. Now we're going to start another war. I mean, we are also trying to start a war with Syria, which, guess what? In the end, they're going to get Assad. They're going to get Syria.
Yep.
And I'm telling you right now, we called on the show when they basically took over the whole Benghazi thing, got the weapons, got the base. It's not hard to predict.
No, not at all.
Baghdad, they're holding that down, but there's so many other areas, and the guy who basically is fighting to keep Iraq firm, they're saying is a former Saddam guy, and that these ISIS guys are recruiting the former Saddam people, when really it's the opposite.
Yeah.
The former Saddam people are trying to keep Iraq and stable, and ISIS is trying to take it over. And again, we funded ISIS.
Exactly. I have nothing to say because we funded them.
It makes no sense, people. When are we gonna put our foot down? Until like they do a draft again, like Vietnam.
Yeah. I did. I'd
like to see LeBron James get a draft ticket.
Oh, I would
like
love
Muhammad
that.
Ali did.
Yeah. I love LeBron.
Who was it? Gehrig that quit the baseball or was it Lou Gehrig?
It might have been.
And went as a fighter pilot and stuff.
It might have been.
Even Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Went in. Yeah, I'd like to see Drake. Drake and LeBron fighting for our country.
Yeah, that ain't never gonna happen. Come on.
Nah, you never know. I mean, they are fighting for Obamacare.
Well, LeBron is sad because he's with
Hi,
Obama.
I'm LeBron James. Let's invade Iraq.
Yeah.
Operation Enduring Iraqi Freedom, Part 17.
LeBron's gonna hide in Obama's office.
I think LeBron probably be a better majority leader than Harry Reid. Because Harry Reid was in news recently about saying again that he thinks that we should actually have boots on the ground and invade Iraq.
Well, Harry Reid's a dumbass.
So again, he couldn't. Thanks, John.
He's a dumbass.
He couldn't escape "Truth is Stranger Than Fiction" headlines again.
I couldn't stop myself.
Every week, Harry Reid, man.
I couldn't stop that, Pete. Sorry.
It's fine. But I mean, honest to God, we got Harry Reid, we got all these Democrats and Republicans saying we should, go and invade Iraq, and we didn't. When we went there the first time and invaded, what did we gain? What did we do? Nothing. We made them worse. We actually destabilized the entire Middle East, and that's part of their plan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like that general, there's a famous, he went on a couple news outlets where he was saying, 7 countries, and we're in most of them already.
Oh, yeah.
And what do we say? They send Al-Qaeda in as like, yep, they're the problem, we need to come fix it. Then they ship them out, send them somewhere else. Well, guess what? We called that too. And now, again, Iraq and Syria, be careful because they're coming.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty nuts to think about. Then you got people, there's 50 American citizens fighting right now with the Syrian rebels, aka Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
We have like 36 countries or 35 countries that we found a terrorist activity in, which we're going to play a report from Staff Sergeant Biggs on that. I mean, that's ridiculous. We're told to give up our rights here in America because of terrorism, right? But yet we're putting terrorists in 35 countries.
No, I know. I'm just, it's
35 countries.
It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. It turns my stomach to hear all this. It's just, duh.
Your little kids got get groped by the TSA because terrorists. But the Islamic Brotherhood could go through without getting even having to go through the metal detectors.
Yeah, no, I'm ashamed. This is like this turns my stomach. This is like, come on.
People in Chicago, any Obama supporters, anyone want to comment, 773-657-3341. Join the truth movement nationwide, worldwide, and let us know how you feel about our president working for the terrorists.
Yeah, you don't have to be with us. You can be against us. I'd love to argue with you. It'd be great.
I want to know how he isn't working for the terrorist interest. Well, maybe because after a year, if they don't do what he wants, he could take them out too.
Yeah.
And then claim that. So he's actually kind of flipping sides. I'm going to work with the Shiites. I'm going to work with the Sunnis. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. But, I mean, we can't be picking sides in that problem. But we did cause this one now by taking Saddam out, so we're kind of obligated to do something, I guess.
Yeah. No, yeah, that is true.
You know, but
that is true.
Can't we take them out with drones? If you've already been using them, why do we need
Why would he? Why would he? That makes too much sense. Why would he do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos of them coming on the highway. It could be like the highway of death back in the first Gulf War, where they were just blasting cars.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree with you.
That they really wanted to stop it.
Yeah,
right
no, like I said, it makes too much sense. It's too easy. It goes against their plan. The plan. I know there's a plan. It goes against the plan.
Yep, they're probably already on a flight back on the missing 777, which our source told us. And I wonder how all those people got there, huh? They might have needed a troop transport plane.
Exactly.
Jeez. I really didn't think about that, but actually I wonder if that missing 777 was used as a transport plane. It's just not it just went missing, then all of a sudden there's this big wave of people, of terrorists invading.
Yeah, it just connect the dots.
We were told it went to Pakistan. That would make sense too.
Yeah, they're playing connect the dots. Do.
We probably have a U.S. pilot flying them too.
Yeah, I'm so ashamed of that. That's ridiculous. It's just like I said. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like we predicted that Iraq would be, taken out, and now they're planning an invasion. We predicted that there'd be a rise in Al Qaeda. They're taking over. I mean, now it's obvious. They are really kicking ass right now, and the lands that they're not taking are because, like Baghdad, for instance, they're going to fight to the death there. That's going to be hard. But if they encircle it, they could siege it. And starve innocent women and children, this and that. And think about all the Christians being killed by the people we gave guns and money and this, that. I mean, think about all the BS that has happened because of us arming the terrorists. And it's not hard to predict. There's going to be more problems because, again, like John said, we could have taken out half of ISIS right the other day when they were coming up the highway.
Exactly. That would make too much sense.
And you're telling me you want to have drones flying around when we still have bases and stuff? We don't have aircraft, bombers available? Come on now.
No, no. Let's use your drones on us.
Good observation.
Let's use it on us and not on them. That makes too much sense.
Instead let's just fly armed drones above Chicago.
Yeah.
You guys are... This is crazy.
I don't even know. I'm speechless. This is so stupid.
This is crazy. And I would hate to be in the military right now.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Because this is turning into like a Vietnam. We should have never got our noses in other people's business. We should bring all our troops back from the bases. There's been attacks on, protests. You don't want our aid, then buy. And bring our troops home and secure the borders.
No, I agree.
That would solve fully. 2 things.
It would. It really. But then again, that would make too much sense.
Yeah, it's the new world order, man. Again, Iraq is like Dick Cheney called it the crown jewel. That they have oil for the cheapest price.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So could it be the oil and lithium? Every cell phone, computer, everything needs lithium. They found lithium in Afghanistan, and I'm sure that and the opium is a good reason why we're still there.
Oh yeah.
So, the reason we're gonna probably let them go in and attack Syria and this and that is because, again, we're gonna come in as the saviors after we put them in there, and put in some puppet that gives us their natural resources. That's basically what the agenda is.
Yeah.
We're gonna arm the guys that throw over your country, come in as the saviors for a political gain.
Of course. That makes perfect sense. I agree with you.
It's sad, though.
Yeah, it is sad. It's disgusting. Like I said, it turns my stomach. I'm ashamed.
Yeah, I mean, this country, we're stooping to that level where we're just going to sit passively and act like, let's go back into Iraq and not look at why it's destabilized, And you got people here trying to fight, and they arrest them, but the people literally who gave them Hellfire missiles, us, the United States, our officials should be arrested before these two, and it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. If you're going to arrest them, then don't do it yourselves.
Exactly. I agree with you 100% on that. It is hypocritical.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of insiders are saying Obama's trying to actually fund do his own New World Order. They're like anti-capitalist, anti-American, and they're kind of segueing from the New World Order themselves and trying to create this, again, new World Order.
Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't surprise me.
No.
Because those people are power-hungry demons, and they're going to constantly infight, I'm sure. And that's why they suck. And I mean, they've been trying to establish this one world government for 100 years, and they still can't do it. They're trying to do it slow. I agree with John. It's a smart plan, but their egos get in their way.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
I mean, we could defeat them now while we have the chance, while we caught them up on so many things. But as politicians, as people, we have to step up and like bring these issues up
instead of covering our eyes up and doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, we're about to play a video where Joe Biggs breaks down how the U.S. government and military supported terrorism and drug dealing around the world. Recent revelations reported by the alternative media outlets such as InfoWars show that the U.S. and its CIA operate as Terror Inc., the largest and most advanced and murderously ruthless mafia terror organization in the world. And the Mockingbird establishment media long ago converted into a slick propaganda mighty Wurlitzer by the CIA's Frank Wisner, a Wall Street lawyer, continues to report on the over-the-top terror of ISIS and Al-Qaeda while ignoring the fact that both these organizations are Frankenstein's monsters spawned by the CIA and the Pentagon along with their parents in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Turkey. Biggs highlights previous operations from the U.S. Trained the Zetas in Mexico and other regimes in South America, and their School of America's trained death squads, and that he's going to talk about in his report. He also looks at another topic that he brought up on this show, and that's the CIA and the Army and all that, the opium operation protected by the U.S. troops in Afghanistan, which he talked about on the show.
Oh yeah.
Which was I think he broke on The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah.
And,
oh yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, my jaw dropped when he said that they literally were there to secure their operation.
Oh yeah.
In the field.
Oh yeah.
And if they didn't play ball, they wouldn't secure it, and then they'd get messed with, and eventually they'd have to, or they'd have no crop.
Yeah, they have no choice. There's no choice.
Yep. And when we came into Afghanistan, we like doubled or quadrupled the actual how much output of heroin was coming out.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's their way of life, but that doesn't double under military rule unless they wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. Unless if they wanted to.
I mean, that's it's like a police state, but yet drug making, producing, and selling is at all-time high.
Oh yeah. I'm not surprised.
But yeah, that was an article right there that I just read by Alex Jones and Kurt Demo. But yeah, we're gonna play a quick video. It's actually, if you want to watch yourself, it's the InfoWars nightly news from I think it was June 20th, Friday. And we're gonna play it's a very short, it's a short version of the news. It's about a 20-minute break. And they break down the immigration scandal. They break down the ISIS scandal. And Joe Biggs does a special report called Terror Inc. that you should look up on YouTube and watch yourselves, where he breaks down just how much money we spent on terrorists and how many countries and what happened and who was the biggest. And it's a very, very well done video.
Of course, yeah. Oh yeah, I watched it. It's a very, very good video.
But yeah, we'll be right back. We're gonna play this, have our reaction, and hopefully have some fans call. If not, we're gonna move on to the latter part of the show. But stay tuned. And again, thanks for watching The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, podcast 18.
Welcome Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. It is Friday, June 20th, 2014, and I'm Leanne McAdoo. Well, as a surge of unaccompanied minor children flood across the border, the Obama administration has announced today that it's going to be responding with a surge of its own. Now, this surge is going to include immigration judges and U.S. attorneys that they say will help speed up the deportation of some of these undocumented immigrants. Well, they also announced a series of grants to help officials in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. This includes a $9.6 million grant to those governments to build and improve their repatriation centers. This is where the deported immigrants are going to stay once they've been flown back home. But there's also another $83 million on the table to create some new USAID programs that are going to go to improve the security, and also some gang prevention programs will be adopted in those countries. 93 million taxpayer dollars is what they are proposing to fix this situation. Now, John Boehner has become the highest ranking official, government official, to call for Obama to send the national security to secure the border. Now, Boehner said in a letter to the president, the National Guard is uniquely qualified to respond to such humanitarian crises. They are able to help deal with both the needs of these children and families, as well as relieve the Border Patrol so they can focus on their primary duty of securing our border. So I guess maybe the National Guard is going to go there and change diapers and feed these kids. Now, Boehner puts the blame of this border surge and threat to national security squarely on the shoulders of the Obama administration. He says, the policies of your administration have directly resulted in the belief by these immigrants that once they reach U.S. soil, they'll be able to stay here indefinitely. Now, Vice President Joe Biden was dispatched to Central America as well to go ahead and try and dispel some of these swirling rumors. He was sent there to do just that, to send this message. He wanted to warn against the perils of this trip and also to let people know that the U.S. is going to start detaining families at the border instead of releasing them on their own recognizance. Now, meanwhile, U.S. diplomats in the region warn families also do not send your children north and don't go themselves. The ambassador to Mexico, Anthony Wayne, said on Thursday that all who enter the United States without proper immigration status are subject to deportation proceedings. Simply put, there is no reward for the great risk to which these children are being subjected. So obviously the Obama administration has now hit overdrive. They're trying to save face, fix the situation here, put out the clear message that we're not going to be just accepting any illegal aliens that come to our country. States, of course, are worried, how are they going to be housing these unaccompanied minor children and any of the illegal immigrants that are here? How are they going to pay for all of this? And the big question, what happens if a true natural disaster hits this country? How will the government take care of its citizens? And that is exactly the question that was posed by Texas Governor Rick Perry. He asked the question yesterday. He said, what would happen if a major hurricane hits the U.S. and while the country was still housing thousands of undocumented children? He said, we are just going into hurricane season. Were we to have a major event and literally do not have places to house our citizens because of this influx from Mexico, I am greatly concerned the catastrophe that could occur with those two events happening simultaneously. And being, of course, from a state that is prone to hurricanes, this is a valid concern. People are still displaced from Hurricane Katrina. So what would happen if a huge hurricane were to hit Texas or Florida or any of these other states that are taking in all of these illegals? They would have nowhere to go unless they do actually have some FEMA detention centers just waiting to house all of us. And now Ben Shapiro over at Breitbart seems to think that yes, there is a way to stop all of this illegal immigration, including securing the border. But what about ending the welfare state? He writes that an enforced border only becomes necessary in a free country for two reasons. First is safety, and second, the possibility of an influx of people benefiting from public resources without contributing an equivalent amount to the tax coffers. Exactly. And we're not talking about immigrants who come here because they are searching for the American dream. They want to contribute to society. They want to be part of the American experiment of self-government and self-determination, self-control. What we are talking about here are children, people who are flooding the border because they think that they're going to be taken care of. So we have children who are largely going to be living off of welfare for quite some time until they can get a job, or other workers who are going to be willing to work for far less than what Americans are willing to work for. You know, corporations are so excited about that. But there again, these people are going to have to subsidize their income with welfare. So again, we have this huge influx of people who are going to be voting for more welfare, more government programs to take care of them. And that is the issue that we have there. Basically, now we're sending everyone out to say, you know, don't come, you can't stay here. It's like pouring honey all over the picnic and hoping that the ants don't come. It's quite a mixed message that they're sending out there. And the feds, because of all of these mixed messages and miscommunication, they were actually forced to apologize to residents of Lawrenceville, Virginia. They failed to notify them of a plot to bring in hundreds of these illegal immigrant children into their town. Now, Lawrenceville is a small town, just 1,500 people. They all packed into a high school auditorium to protest this plan, which was privately arranged between a recently closed St. Paul's College and the government. Now, the agency signed a lease with the school just last Friday, and Health and Human Services would have reportedly have paid St. Paul's $100,000 a month for the next 5 months. So that's in addition to, you know, the $250-something a day it takes to take care of all these children. And again, that's our taxpayer dollars that are being used. Now, the Brunswick County Sheriff told a news station, seeing is believing. And right now, based on what we've gone through the last couple of days, I'm struggling with having all the faith in the federal government right now. So here's a sheriff admitting that he does not have faith in the federal government. What is he? A terrorist, an extremist. You know, but why? What's wrong with these people? Why don't they want thousands of these illegal, alien, unaccompanied minor children in their town? What's wrong with them? They're just kids. That's the message that we're being fed. They're children. How dare you hate children? But, you know, and for the most part, I'm going to go out there and say maybe these are kids who really are fleeing these war-torn gang countries. But also, we know a lot of them are gang members. We just reported on this yesterday that border agents are actually quitting their jobs over the fact that they're being told to catch and release known gang members. The agents said regardless of whether the minors are inked with gang-affiliated tattoos and regardless of whether they admit to the border agents that they are actual gang members, so long as they have no U.S. criminal record, the agents are being forced to release them onto the streets of America. Now, many of the gang members, as InfoWars has exposed, are also being fed, housed, and provided bus tickets and vouchers to other parts of the country by the very same agency that is supposed to be deporting these dangerous people. And they know they are releasing gang members, but since they don't have any criminal records here so far, gotta love our American justice system, innocent until proven guilty. Hopefully they didn't buy him any bus tickets to Maryland, because 4 MS-13 gang members in Maryland have just been charged with violent crimes. And this is in their connection with the conspiracy to participate in murder on behalf of MS-13. And of course, Maryland's just one of the almost 2,000 cities that are reporting having these gangs, Mexican cartel gangs and such, in their states. Now, a special agent in charge of ICE's Homeland Security Investigations Division in Baltimore, William Winter, said, attacking and dismantling violent criminal enterprises like MS-13 is one of Homeland Security's highest enforcement priorities. And he said that MS-13 members and other transnational criminal street gangs are a rising public safety threat in our communities. So why are we letting these known gang members into the country when they are at the border? Why are we allowing them in? Think about it. Who do these gangs recruit? They recruit young people. It's the same thing all across the world. Video just surfaced of an ISIS recruitment video that shows a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old. These are young British men. They are in a video trying to recruit people to travel to Iraq and Syria to join ISIS militants. They're pleading with young Muslims, and they tell the viewers, you're going to die anyway, and you've got to make sacrifices. And then we reported also that just this week, two 23-year-olds from Central Texas, they were arrested this week, and now they have been indicted by a federal grand jury. They were arrested and charged with conspiring to provide material support to terrorists. One of these men, a full-time UT Austin student, used a chat room to try and recruit people for committing violent jihad overseas. And then the other man had planned to fly overseas to help radicals fighting in Syria. So these are young, impressionable people that are being radicalized to fight. Now, gangs, of course, recruit young, impressionable people because not only are they easy to lure with promises of iPhones and $20, but also they'll typically get lighter sentences if they're caught. They're only 14. They're just kids. They're not going to be hit with that hard sentence. But also, young people are a gold mine when it comes to recruiting their peers to join gangs and join extremist groups, just like we see the guy was there in the chat room. So this is obviously a huge issue that's going to be facing teenagers in a lot of these border cities.
Yeah, it's just like with the military. They go after those young, impressionable minds when they're the youth. It's the easiest way to kind of brainwash them into what you need them to do.
Exactly. It's kind of frightening. Well, you were actually at one of these facilities today where they're housing these unaccompanied minor illegal aliens, and you were there for what you thought was going to be a press conference. The Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Jed Johnson, was in town, but once again, the runaround. What happened?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, the Homeland Security has on their webpage right now, for today's date, a press conference with Jed Johnson, FEMA, and other White House officials. So being the media, what do? We go down there to cover it. We want to find out why they're letting these illegals flood into our nation. There's nothing wrong with doing that. We get down there, as soon as we get there, Secret Service, Homeland Security just engulf us, surround us, take my IDs, ask us why we're here. And I had a printout of the actual Department of Homeland Security site saying that there was a press conference today. And the guy's like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and just giving us a runaround the whole time. And I'm like, this is freaking ridiculous. We drove all the way from Austin out here to cover this. We get here, and now you beat feet and run off the freaking base. I mean, what are they trying to hide?
So they see you arrive, and the black cars just roll out.
Oh, yeah, the little earpiece, you're, talking into their wrist, and then slide into the car and just jet out.
Wow. That's unbelievable. So there was no other press there at a press conference?
No one there. No one there at all. No one else cares about it.
Well, this could be another one of their green screen. I'm on site here at the Lackland Air Force Base, and it's a green screen.
Whatever's going on, there's something that they're trying to hide. I mean, obvious. I mean, it's...
Yeah. That's exactly what Jakari and Adon were saying when they were down there, is that, at night is when everyone would scramble out, but during the day it was complete silence. It's like nothing was even happening there.
Well, compared from last time I went with Kit, it was way more security, way more kids in there. I mean, they had that place beefed up, planes in the air flying over, whatever's going on, they're trying to keep that under wraps, and they don't want the media coming in and doing their jobs. And on top of that, he's like, have you guys filmed anything? And I said, yeah. And he goes, the Department of Homeland Security guy grabs the phone and takes it into his vehicle and deletes the footage.
Wow.
So we can't do our job in America now.
Exactly. Well, that's why we're always trying to do the live streaming with Ustream, so that that footage is out. There's no way they can delete it. But they actually forcibly removed all of your cartridges and made you prove that you didn't actually get on the base illegally and try to sneak on.
Well, once they, convoyed out with Jed Johnson and all that, one of the Secret Service guys stayed behind, followed behind us till we left. Then the Air Force security officers pulled us over again outside the gate to check to make sure we had no more footage again.
Right, and that's what they do, is they want to treat you like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
by practicing and exercising your First Amendment right and doing the job of a journalist, letting America know what's happening with their taxpayer dollars and the true situation there at the border and what's happening at these facilities. Like, they don't even want the representatives to go in and take pictures, because I think the images of these thousands of children piled on top of each other, sleeping under blankets and things like that, that's when it really solidifies it in America's mind that this is a crisis. This is big.
What the crisis is being a journalist and being treated like a terrorist.
Right.
You know, journalists are terrorists. I mean, it's called controversial journalism now, but I guess, you know, the government doesn't know that journalism's supposed to be controversial. That's the whole point. Sometimes you got to hop a fence, sometimes you got to sneak by. But today we went through all the proper protocol. We did everything the right way. We announced our being there. We said we're press. We called ahead of time, and then we get there and they give us the runaround.
Right, and they try to make you, you know, well, you didn't go through the proper channels, and the proper channels is to get stonewalled, and that, they just want to be able
called
to
and
tell you no.
They said, no, you need to call this number. And then the guy, Department of Homeland Security in Washington goes, no, you need to email this email. And I was like, we've already done that. No one's responding. We're doing what we're supposed to do, but you keep blocking us on every front.
Right.
You know, everything that we do, you're blocking us on. It's ridiculous.
And the fact of the matter is, they put out a press release saying they were going to be having a press conference there.
And then they act like it never happened.
You showed up.
America is just losing its mind right now. Our government's out of control.
Absolutely. Well,
and those kids were in there eating lobster, I bet. Hey, having fun playing soccer. Here I am getting bullied outside.
Right, exactly.
An American citizen, retired Army. Come on.
Yeah, and that's the big issue for them, is they want to be able to spin this and only let America see the images that they want them to see, and only let them hear the president saying that he's going to be putting some $93 million into programs to fix this situation now. You know, so that's kind of the way that they want to spin this. They don't want everyone to realize what a real debacle this has become.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Thank you for once again getting detained by doing your job.
This time by Secret Service and Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
There for our protection.
They've got all your information.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. Well, coming up after the break, President Obama is considering airstrikes on the very militants that his administration armed just 1 year ago.
Alex Jones here to break down some exciting developments in the area of research concerning supplemental iodine. It's nothing less than phenomenal. I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. And I used some of the mainline iodine supplements and they upset my stomach and I had some issues with it. Until I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group, who I was already interviewing as an expert on my radio show, and I began taking the product before he actually rolled it out. You now know it as Survival Shield True Nascent Iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals that are incredibly powerful that no one else has as a source for their iodine from between 7,000 and 12,000 feet, literally drilled out of the ground. You put it on a hot plate, and it turns into the pure gas. No one else has 99.99% pure iodine. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. I was over 270 pounds. And with the iodine, exercise, and better diet, I have lost now more than 50 pounds total, and I'm continuing to lose the weight. I have more energy, my libido, all this crap came out of my skin. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating. This is trailblazing. And the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com.
The Obama administration is now considering airstrikes in Syria against militants that it supported just 1 year ago. Now, The Hill reports that the president is weighing up a possible air offensive in Syria on the terror camps of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Now, when asked whether military action could extend into Syria, a senior administration official said, We don't restrict potential U.S. action to a specific geographic space. But just over a year ago, the administration green-lighted the arming and training of militants in Syria, despite intelligence indicating that they had direct links to extremist groups. Now, the president even went so far as to take executive action to waive prohibitions under the Arms Export Control Act to enable the arming of vetted opposition groups fighting the Syrian dictator Assad. A year on, and Obama officials have now admitted to the arming of moderate militants in Syria, despite the fact that it is known that the weapons supplied by the U.S. have now been transferred to Islamic extremists. Obama said at a news conference on Thursday that rather than try to play whack-a-mole wherever these terrorist organizations may pop up, what we have to do is to be able to build effective partnerships. And the U.S. is very good at building these effective partnerships with whomever it is that's going to help them further their New World Order agenda.
The earth riches and wisdom. So we have even right there.
What's his name?
This is an emergency transmission from FEMA Region 6 in occupied North America. There is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the info war.
In February of this year, we reported that 50 Americans were fighting alongside Syrian rebels and Al-Qaeda. Now, with the backing of Saudi money and U.S. government money, they've grown. And their name is ISIS, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. They're taking over the country that we were supposed to help liberate. Inch by inch, mile by mile, head by head, ISIS is destroying everything that we fought for and died for in Iraq. And this isn't the first time that our government has done this.
Let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded.
I can't see fighting to impose Sharia law in Syria. I also can't see sending my son to fight with Islamic rebels against Christians. I also can't see my son going to fight on the same side as Al-Qaeda. There are so many ironies and unfortunate muddling nature to this that I can't see why we should get involved.
So here's a list of different countries that we've gone into and supported terrorists. I found an interesting article on alternet.org titled 35 countries where the U.S. has supported fascists, drug lords, and terrorists. Number one would be Afghanistan. After Mikhail Gorbachev withdrew Soviet forces in 1989, these U.S.-backed warlords tore the country apart and boosted opium production to an unprecedented level of 2,000 to 3,000 tons per year. The Taliban government cut opium production by 95% in 2 years between 1999 and 2001. But the U.S. invasion in 2001 restored the warlords and drug lords' power.
And let's go recruit these mujahideen, and let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam.
Another country where America has supported terrorist activity would be Mexico. The death toll in Mexico's drug war has recently passed 100,000. The most violent of the drug cartels is Los Zetas. U.S. officials call the Zetas the most technologically advanced, sophisticated, and dangerous drug cartel operating in Mexico. The Zetas cartel was formed by Mexican security forces trained by U.S. Special Forces at the School of the Americas in Fort Benning, Georgia, and at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Another instance was in Nicaragua. Anastasio Somasa ruled Nicaragua for 43 years with unconditional U.S. support, and his National Guard committed every crime imaginable, from massacres and torture to extortion and rape, with complete impunity. The CIA recruited, trained, and supported Contra mercenaries to invade Nicaragua and conduct terrorism to destabilize the country. Well, as you can see, those are just a few examples of instances where our government has helped fund and back terrorists in different countries around the world. I encourage you to go check out that article. It's a really neat article. It talks about 35 countries that we've done that in. Look at it, inform yourself, and get educated.
All right, you're back live with Pete Wichert and Johnny B. Good.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's how we feel. And honestly, Joe Biggs in that video broke down, a lot of what the problem is that we started and pretty much started funding all these groups and all these 20, 35 countries, and it's our fault. But we're going to move on to the last part of our show here, Break Free. Again, the number is 773-657-3341, but we're going to go to the Truth Seeker Social Media Questions of the Week by Johnny B. Good.
Yeah, buddy, my favorite part.
Yeah, mine too, but don't expect a lot out of me today, guys. I'm emotionally and physically drained.
That's fully understandable. You ready?
Yep, let's do this.
All right, first question. If you had the money to do a documentary film on any topic right now, what would you guys choose to do it on?
Wow, that is a good question. I'd have to say right now the immigration problem.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you fully on that.
I would literally look at all the legislation passed, that Barack Obama's passed under office, and try to figure out I'd basically do a documentary, I think, on the agenda behind this immigration wave.
I agree with you 100%.
And that's actually, we should look into that. It's a good idea, but yeah, thanks a lot for the question, but I think that's something that needs to be focused on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree
North
with
American Union's coming.
It's stupid. It's very stupid how they're allowing this. And
somebody's got to shed light on it besides InfoWars too. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm glad Drudge picked up the article.
Yeah, I give them props. You know, we got the InfoWars doing that, and everyone else is that's it. And
one news outlet to a press conference.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Everyone else is closing, covering their eyes and we don't see anything. Come on.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
New World Order.
Of course. It all makes sense. I mean, it sickens me.
Yeah.
It's straight.
We're already sick from all the stuff going on here, but you look at this week in politics and it makes you sicker.
Oh yeah.
You want to move on to the second question, Johnny?
Yeah, let's do it. Second question. As a former vet, I would like to thank you for standing up for us and giving us another voice on behalf of the former military.
No problem. Thank you for your service and watching the show.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you guys feel that machines are going to take the place of boots on the ground in future conflicts?
Wow.
What precedent is that setting for the rest of the world?
Well, yeah, actually I do. I think it's in their own memos that they're going to go to drones and basically fully, where they don't even need someone to shoot. It'll operate itself, identify a target itself, and shoot itself.
I agree.
So, yeah, they're going to make that push. They still need some boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So I don't fully think it's going to be like an army of robots, like some people have said, but
like Terminator.
Yeah. Believe it or not, they already have protocols where it's like a man that gets into a big steel suit, and they're talking about arming our military troops with these suits by 2020, I think. So yeah, in a sense, it is going to be more technological based on technology, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're ever going to fully replace the troops on the ground.
No, we can't. No way.
The intelligence, everything they do, it's just you can't replace a human.
You need a brain to think.
And the global elite need to realize that, and their whole transhumanist movement. If it was their way, I'm sure they would replace the vets, you guys, with machines, because that way, when you get done, they don't have to pay for health care or this and that.
Oh, yeah, I would save them so much money. They would be so happy.
And with all the laser weapons they have, they really, could do it. Like I said, I think it'd be about 70 to 30% boots on the ground, 70% machines by 2020.
And That sounds about right. I can agree with you on that.
Give or take a
60,
couple
60-40 maybe,
Yeah.
60-40.
Yeah, I agree.
Somewhere around there.
In that area.
More than 50,
Because they're still going to need your, basically you could bomb everything, but you need people to clean up and secure areas too. You know?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 50-50. It's going to be a little bit more,
Yeah.
60-40, 70-30.
I agree.
Somewhere
Right in
around
that
there.
area.
Somewhere in that
Even
area.
sooner, probably by 2016, I'd say.
Who knows?
they
Who knows?
could
The
get-
the rate we're going,
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore, honestly.
Same here. But yeah, that was a good question, and we'll keep doing that. Again, I'm sorry we're not all here this week, but
Yeah, we're trying
doing
our best. Yeah, and that's we're all anonymous on these questions, no names. Oh, thank you for the question. Let's move on. Third question: why do you guys feel the Chicago police and Illinois in general ended the quota system?
Probably because they make enough money already. I mean, they wouldn't be doing it to please us, I can tell you that. So I'm guessing the camera lights, the speed cameras, the school cameras, and all their new little camera money-making systems, and their new city sticker money-making system, and all that has given them the chance to basically act like they're not going to harass you and pull you over because of the quota system. So it makes them seem good, but that means they're really getting their money from somewhere else then.
Yeah. No,
You
yeah,
know?
I agree. That's dead on. That's dead on.
I don't think they're just doing this to be good people.
Yeah, I can't add anything more. That sounds perfect to me. I mean, honestly.
And we still don't know. That could be a bad thing too, because now a cop that likes to harass people could just harass people all day. And could go way over his quota,
Oh, yeah.
And then that
Oh, yeah.
helps too, because then the good police officers that had to, basically meet their ticket quota, necessarily don't have to really go all out now to do something they don't want to.
Yeah.
So in a sense, that gives it to pretty much is up to the individual now, which in a way is good. But like I said, it's not just done to help us.
No.
Governor Quinn did not just say that, I feel bad for the citizens, so no. They're making money in a certain area, so it's a PR stunt to look better.
Of course. Yeah, no, of course. I love how they ended the quota system. It's like, come on.
Yeah, yep. All right, that was a good question,
Yeah, that was
too.
a good question. All right, fourth question. Pete, I hope your mom is feeling better and everything is okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Your family's in our prayers, brother.
Thank you. That it really does mean a lot to me right now. So thank you guys, everyone out there, all the messages I've gotten. I really do appreciate it.
And this person goes on. I think we should point out how much money is being spent on the TSA and how many people they have stopped from performing a terrorist attack. None.
So he answered his own question, he or she. But yeah, no, that's a good point. They are literally probably billions of dollars budget again a year with the machines and all this and the employee salary, yet they haven't caught one terrorist.
Yep, exactly.
So what are we paying for with the TSA?
I like how the person just answered the question. None, exactly.
We could
None.
have air marshals doing that,
Yeah.
and they already have to be on the plane anyway. You just add a couple more in by where you come in and go through the metal detectors. You don't need all these people.
I agree fully with you.
And at least they'd be armed. The TSA isn't even armed, and then they hold back like air marshals when any incident does occur.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. And half these people are like, I hate to say it, but perverts. They like they're raping little kids and women and men.
Yeah.
And it's against our Fourth Amendment right. And it's unreasonable search and seizure of everyone who travels.
We're losing our rights to amendments.
Left and right, man.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, no, that's a very good point. They haven't stopped one plot.
Nope.
They haven't apprehended anyone. Even the underwear bomber and the sock bomber. All these people got past them.
Yep.
And yeah, that's a good point. So we should actually abolish the TSA.
I agree fully with you.
Yep.
They're not catching anyone. They're not doing anything.
No, They're not, and we can't afford it, especially with the immigration and the border patrol not being able to do their job, the military not being able to do it properly because of what's going on.
We're just a big old mess.
We're just throwing money into these people and for no reason.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're just a big old mess. That's how
They're there to condition us. Like, you are the criminals.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
So they're conditioning us. We have to pay for them trying to condition us to believe that we're criminals.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are the criminals stealing from the taxpayers.
Exactly. They don't look at it that way. Come on.
Great question. I'm glad you pointed that out. Something we should actually do a little more research on and point out exactly how much we spend and how little they have accomplished.
Yeah, I agree with you. We should research, see how much they spend.
Sounds good, man. We'll do that coming up. And we appreciate, I really do appreciate the thoughts and prayers for my mom. I really do. And keep sending us questions like this and keep giving us ideas too. If you have anything like this you want to point out, just put into, hey, you guys should look into this. Or,
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of your questions, inspire us to eventually do further, investigations on. So.
Oh yeah, it once you ask the question and it inspires us to dig and research.
Yeah, we'll find out exactly how much we're paying.
Oh yeah.
Them to do nothing.
Pete doesn't lie.
I don't. I try not to, and when I do, I don't even do it on purpose.
No, he'll find how much. Trust me.
I really don't lie. I try to be an honorable person, and that's one thing. I'm sometimes too honest.
So yeah, of course. We gotta be.
Yeah.
This is why we're here. This is why I'm sitting next to you, man. That's what I'm saying. You will find out.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah, the truth does hurt, but we're here to talk about it and tell you guys.
Yep, that's damn right, Johnny. Be good. All right, let's move on to the last
question.
One. Yep.
Fifth question. Is the United States Constitution currently in use, or is there any way the war powers has prohibited it from being used during the Obama administration?
That is another
great
point.
That's a good one.
I wonder myself, because we still technically didn't end any of the wars, right? And I know that there's certain things, I can't think of the bill right now. Is it 645? Bill HR 645? Where it says that in a wartime a president could act as a dictator. So I wonder, maybe that is why we can't impeach him.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I'm gonna have to do more research on this, but my personal response to this is that probably we are technically under the Constitution. They just don't respect the Constitution, and the War Powers Act that. I'm sure that the president's probably granted some kind of immunity to certain things, but I don't think everything he's done. So, there's certain things I could see and certain things that we should be able to hold him accountable for. So, in a sense, I'd like to do further research to see if there's any kind of loophole for them, but I still think he should respect the Constitution, and they just refuse to.
He's done too many things.
Yep.
He's done way too many things.
I'm pretty sure that he still has to.
He's violated.
He still has to obey the Constitution.
Yeah. No, most definitely. He's done way.
Would it surprise me though that if there's some loophole?
No.
But that would make sense. There's a reason why nothing's getting done.
Yeah, but he's done too much stuff.
Too much.
Yeah, there's too much. Some of it probably, but other stuff. He's getting away with, everything.
It's just like not enforcing the immigration policy, not protecting the border. That can't be granted by war powers.
No, not at all.
But drone strikes in Pakistan, that might.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It might, yeah.
So that's something we're gonna have to look into. But that's again another good point.
Yeah, that was a good point. Good question. I like that. That was a good one.
Yep. And it's pretty much we're to the last two parts of the show already. It's a real quick one this week. Again, we're sorry. We are really backed up and busy and running around. We're family issues on both sides, and myself and Giant Be Good.
Yeah.
But next week we'll be back with a vengeance, and
oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, from a good transition from the Constitution to this. What did we accomplish in the last 2 wars? Meaning Afghanistan and Iraq. Well, think about this. Is Afghanistan a better place right now?
Afghanistan
than prior to our invasion.
Prior to our invasion?
No.
No.
No. And is Iraq in a better situation now that we've
It just gets worse and worse.
intervened there?
It's worse and worse. It's just horrible.
No, they had Christian churches. Their
that's what I'm
women didn't
saying.
have to cover themselves completely. They, now the Christians are getting killed even in Iraq. The women are being murdered if they don't put on their burqas or whatever
That's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. After what we've done, it's just,
So
it just.
We pretty much left Iraq right now in a civil war.
Yep.
And we're talking about invading again. So obviously Iraq is not in better shape.
Nope.
And think about us. Are we in a better place now than we were, I don't know, in July of 2001? No.
There's no way.
We're actually night and day.
We're far from it. Way far from it.
We lost so many people going to wars, going to fight the wars out there. We lost people in the attacks. We lost, agents, CIA, FBI, all sorts of things. We've literally opened the door for these radicals to take control. We have the Middle East already not liking us for putting our nose in their business. And now they're going to really not like us.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that's why we're funding so many terrorist groups to try to get on their side. I have no idea.
I have no idea. They're just, it's ridiculous.
But our economy's not. Our military's not. The VA scandal proves that.
Yeah.
I mean, if that happened in 2000, in July 2001, that this would, Bush would have been impeached.
Oh, yeah.
Before he was really even in, he would have been ousted out of office over the VA.
I don't understand how he's still
And then our economy, the banker bailouts. I mean, you got to think about all that intervention in Libya and Syria. The Russia situation.
Oh, it goes on and on and on.
It's just not, we're not a better country than we were prior.
No.
So we lost money, we lost lives, we lost resources that can never be replaced, like human life, like the gas, the oil used that, could have been used for our cars.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't get that stuff back. And what was gained? The people aren't happy. The people, there's a civil war going on. They're going to not like us more. They're probably going to want to attack us more.
Yeah, no, nothing's positive. I'm hearing from Pete's voice, there ain't nothing positive coming, and I don't see anything positive myself. And come on, people, really?
And then people like Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi was talking about starting a new African corps, helping out Africa. Well, he also started talking about the New World Order and NATO.
Yep.
And sure enough, they kill him right after.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their country's up for grabs. I mean, we have destabilized the entire Middle East. That's not even a war we are officially in. So, we brought this upon ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a sad thing. We got the massacre of Christians that wouldn't have happened. We got the terrorists with Stinger missiles, a Hellfire missile. It's ridiculous. And just like they tricked Saddam, they tricked Gaddafi, and they basically had him work with Goldman Sachs, and then afterwards overthrew him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because he didn't want to play ball, wanted to actually help Africa and start a real African Union. But now the New World Order's pushing their African Union. So you start to ask questions like that and wonder why they would want this African Union so bad when we're not near Africa. Well, again, New World Order, the global government, they're already working on it here. They got Europe, and why not get Africa? And then they pretty much have their New World Order.
Oh, yeah.
So we're close, people.
It's scary. It's a scary thing.
Yeah, and just think about this. Now they want to invade Iraq again.
Yeah.
What is going to be the long-term consequences of this next intervention?
It didn't help before. It's not gonna help again. I really don't think. I'm just speechless. It's just like, come on, really?
And that the Democrats and Republicans agree. I mean, there's some voices of opposition,
Yeah.
but not much. And this is the first thing they've agreed upon in a while. It's so funny that it's war. The military-industrial complex wins again. That's all I could really say. But I just wanted people to reflect and think about before they plunge us into another war what the last two have cost us.
Exactly, and it did nothing.
So just reflect on that.
Like we said, it did nothing. It did nothing. Nothing good came out of it.
Only bad. Only more terror. Only more hatred, and nothing good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, actually, that was our pretty much last main story. We just got some other news. We told you about Biggs being detained again for the 7,500 time since he's joined InfoWars.
He's getting used to it by now.
But yeah, so the FBI Secret Service and Homeland Security rolled up, talking their sleeves, basically confiscated all his footage of the border right there where they're holding the kids, whoever else, and that pretty much. The funny thing is that, again, they were the only news outlet there, so that shows you how much the public, or mainstream media at least, cares, and how much the public does, because if they did, they'd demand it.
Yeah, where was everyone else? That's ridiculous. Come on, InfoWars media was only there.
That's why they're the best, man.
Yeah, I mean, they were the only media there.
They're not afraid.
But Fox.
Yeah, and Fox is always talking about it. You think they would be there?
I thought they would be there.
I thought so too.
Just
local news.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, and there's nothing.
That shows.
Nada.
There's something going on behind it.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have got so anal about the footage either.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. Proof. Yeah, how they took it away
and knew where to get take out the memory stick. It's crazy, but. Yeah, and then as one of the questions alluded to, the Illinois ends the quota system, and again, they'll make a profit on other things, and that's why it's done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Obama to airstrike same militants he armed 1 year ago. Covered that a little. Paul Ryan acts like he cared about the IRS scandal against the Tea Party. That's a joke, because Paul Ryan's a piece of garbage, like Alex Jones would say. But no, he really is, and he doesn't care. And this guy runs a company that harasses people to pay their debt, like old ladies, and and he's talking about he cares about an IRS scandal. The hearing was a bunch of BS anyway.
Bunch of bullshit. I'll say a bunch of bullshit.
Yep, no, it is.
I'll really say it straight out.
And then, this one, the Lois Lerner emails. You know how we said that they were lost? Well, the NSA came out and said that they're most likely gone, her emails. Yet they go on, they're basically stored forever on a government database. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting.
They're not gone. There's
just the ones on her targeting, with the IRS on conservative groups and Tea Party associated groups and stuff. So yeah, Lois Lerner, I guess if you're an IRS official, they could lose your email, but they aren't going to lose one for me or trying to be good.
Yeah, they're there forever. We're not stupid. I mean, come on.
And our last little other news story you should look up is warning shot is now legal in Florida. So if someone's trying to come up to you to rob you, you could fire up in the air, straight in the air, like Old West style.
Cool.
I hope the bullet doesn't come right down though, but yeah, and I guess that's legal.
No, it's legal. A warning shot. Bop.
Yeah, they have stand your ground. What's next? You could shoot him below the waist.
It's like, don't come near me. Bop.
It's like the Wild West out there.
Get that shotgun up in there,
Yeah. I'm just worried about when it comes down. But I mean that's pretty much it today. It's a shorter show.
Yeah.
But like we said, we're basically forced ourselves to come in. We didn't want to let anybody down here at the studio, any of the fans down, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. we showed up. We're here because we want to get,
And these were the main stories. We just wanted to break them down briefly.
Yeah, we had to get the news out there for you guys, for you listeners and watchers,
And again, continue to support us. We're looking for sponsors and pretty much business partners. You could contact me at Pete Wichert, PETEWICHERT at att.net. And Johnny,
you can contact me at MUNDENJONATHAN at gmail.com.
And be sure to visit the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction Facebook page, the YouTube page. We got extra footage up and things like that. Just keep supporting us. We're doing what we can here with a very, very limited amount of resources we have. And again, we like to thank everyone for your support, but we still need you guys. And again, thank you for the prayers and the messages and everything for my mother. I just pray her kidney's doing better myself, so I appreciate all that. It really does mean a lot to me, and getting out and venting for a couple hours really helped, personally. So.
Oh yeah, you gotta have faith, Pete. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna get better.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
You know that. You just, she's in my prayers.
Thanks, Johnny, man. I appreciate it.
I have faith. I have faith, and she'll get better. She'll get better.
I hope so, man.
It'll be okay.
Lost my father in 2012, and
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Man.
No, I'd go crazy. I almost lost my mom with liver failure.
That's a tough thing.
And I don't have my dad either, so that would have been. I almost lost my mind.
Yeah, it's been a rough week for me, but I almost did lose my mind. But again, I'm just trying to keep it together for the greater good of everybody else, man.
Just have faith, brother. Have faith.
That's all I could do at this point. But yeah, I guess that wraps it up. That wraps up this week's show, and this was podcast 18 on June 21st of 2014. And again, we'll be live next Saturday at 8 p.m. The link for the live show will be up on the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction's Facebook page, but via YouTube. And please contact us with any business opportunities. Anyone want to advertise with us locally, nationally, however you want. We have different packages and all that. But again, the truth is stranger than fiction, and whether it's our life or the news, it seems to really apply. Still.
Oh yeah.
And we'll be back next week, 8 o'clock, longer podcast. We just had to get this news out here, and continue to stay positive.
Yeah, we had to be here and get this truth out. We had to. We couldn't skip and out on you guys.
Nah, I would feel horrible. I already felt bad when I was just not even thinking about it, just wondering how am I going to do this show. It's just, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it.
Oh yeah.
And that's I'm in this fight to the death, so I'm gonna keep bringing it.
We're not going anywhere.
We're not. But that'll do it for this week. And again, thanks for tuning in to The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.